welcome to ETHDam. Of course, at the very beginning, it's going to be chaos, but we're here now. My name is JJ, and this is...
Sterling.
Should be on. Try it.
We're going smooth. We're all
Just speak into it.
Hello. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm Sterling. Nice to meet you all.
And yeah, woo! We finally are here. It's going to be 3 days of absolute chaos around privacy and security. And JJ here and Sterling, we're going to be your hosts. And for me personally, it's an absolute pleasure. This is the 3rd year that Eleonore has asked me to help host ETHDam.
And I'm here on the stage for the first time because I saw JJ doing it last year, and it just looked really fun. So here I am.
And so we're here, literally, our job description is vibes. That's it. And yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to tell you. However, we really are not the most important here. And the most important person here is actually Eleonore. And so we would like to welcome Eleonore to the stage to give her opening presentation and share all of her lovely emotions and everything like that. So please give a round of applause for Eleonore. Woo! You can use that clicker.
Hello, everyone. I can't believe this room is actually here and that it's happening and that we're all together. But in a few short words, I'm Eleonore. I'm the founder of CryptoCanal. I've been doing this for a few years, and it just sometimes feels a bit surreal that 5 years after starting this journey, I'm now organizing these conference hackathons and bringing you all together. I realized that I was not a technical person, that I was not someone who was going to write code, but I was someone who could translate whatever you guys are going to be working on this over the next few days and translate it and bring people together and teach. So those are the few things that I like to do is making these moments happen. It turns out that we're now here for a 3-day event. Last year was only 2, so we're growing. We're now, I think, 382 hackers have registered for this event. So that's amazing. I can't wait to see what comes out of it as well, like in terms of projects and what type of value we can actually create during these 3 days. We have a magician tomorrow at noon. And just 22 partners that are making this possible and allowing us to get together and believe in what we're creating here today and the ethos of this event. CryptoCanal is not just your average, I would say, community. I care deeply about the values that we share and what we put out there. In a sentence, we're not afraid to be political. This is something, this movement, all of you here, this is not an innocent hackathon. There's a lot of thought that goes into who we choose to see on stage, who we have as partners, what is the tech that you're going to be working on. This is very much with purpose and intent, because I believe that we're still at a very early stage of crypto, and every one of you, every line of code that you're making matters. This is not just, yes, okay, it's fun. There's also a lot of fun things happening. There's good food, and like I said, there's a magician. But I really believe in this being more than a conference and a hackathon, and seeing this more as a political movement. And it starts with all of you. It starts with you here building, and our partners, and our speakers, to just further the space and do better than the legacy financial system that we have. The other thing I would like to mention here is the person actually who opened the stage last year. And for those who were here, you saw him, and he will be joining, he'll be around. But Pertsev is not allowed to come on stage. He's not allowed to speak, and it's just the most weird thing that happened over the last 2 years in the Netherlands is that in a land of law and order, or they're all their might, and on a turf that I consider mine for crypto, they dared put someone in jail for 260 days, pre-trial. And 260 days is a very long time, but it's not over. We just had 2 days of trial, and he is being accused of laundering 1.2 billion worth of whatever that went through at some point through Canada Cash. We are now blaming and accusing and jailing developers that are writing open source code for the world and enabling financial privacy to all. There's something just very sad and frightening about it. And I do realize that we're going full circle to me putting all of you guys and girls into a hackathon to build on those giants' shoulders. Today you'll hear more about other people that have contributed to the space. But just like we fought during the 80s to have the internet that we have today, and we still have to fight for it, but we also have to fight for the crypto that we want to see tomorrow. So I would like to dedicate ETHDam to all the builders out there, to all the freedom and privacy builders that are making sure that we have censorship resistance in our new money, in this new financial system that we're building. And I wish you all to have a wonderful ETHDam, and thank you all for being here.
Do you have the clicker? I can use it. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, this is why ETHDam is so important, and I think that's why it's such a pleasure for the two of us to be here to help facilitate all of the discussions, because my personal opinion is that privacy technology has been built a lot, and there's a lot of infrastructure that's about to come to market, and it's now time for it to be used. And that's something that's not down to people like us, but it's down to people like you to actually go and implement it, and we just want to facilitate. The people that are at the back that are standing up, you really want to sit down because we're going to be in here for at least another 20 minutes or so, so please come take a seat. There's some seats at the front. We optimize for vibes and comfort, so fuck it. Oh yeah, is everyone over the age of 18? Anyone under the age of 18, please put up your hands. There is someone. No, you don't look like it, my boy. So as you can see by the slide behind us, we have a couple of ground rules. They're more like facts, information to help you through the coming days. So that's where the first one, as you can see at the top, is to have fun. But to have fun, you also need to feel safe. And so that is where if at any point there's something wrong, you're suspicious of someone, or something weird is happening, and you don't feel comfortable.
Bad weird, not good weird.
Yeah, bad weird. Good weird is good. Then you're having fun. But please make sure to go find someone with one of the purple lanyards that's effectively a volunteer or one of the organizers. Yeah, Nicoletta's holding that up now. And we'll try and make sure to make that get resolved as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we have a lot going on here. As you may or may not know, this is the main stage. This is the grote zaal. And then we've got a second stage, the studio, on the top floor, which if you are the kind of person that counts your steps, you are more than welcome to take the stairs. For the rest of us, you can use the elevator. There's also the hacker spaces up there. If anyone was here who was here last year? Anyone? Anyone? Cool.
Okay.
Nice. So as you may remember, that first floor that you get to, that was the hackerspace last year, which is still the case. But this year, we've also opened up the top floor, which I believe is the 5th floor. You can also hack up there. There's windows, ventilation, sunlight. It's quite nice. So you should definitely check out all the different spaces, because out here, we've also got a cozy playroom for you to, relax, let your mind wander. And then we've also got all of our partners, and they've got their booths right on the, what is that, the coffee bar. There's a room over there. go say hi. If you've taken a look at your bingo cards, you'll find some prizes there, but we'll get to that in a moment.
We need to get a bingo card. So that is where the agenda is on the program here. There's also going to be on different screens around the venue. It's very important that you really do look at the agenda if you haven't already to figure out what talks are going to be around. And that really is because ultimately this content is for you to learn. And we understand that everyone is going to be hacking and that you're busy, but it would be a real big shame if there's someone that you really want to learn from, someone that you want to speak to maybe, or you want to ask them some questions. Please make sure to attend the content because the content is for you.
Yeah, and we'd also love to know what you're learning or what you're finding interesting about this conference. If you want to tweet about us, you use the hashtag ETHDam. You're also welcome to share on Farcaster, but we're mostly monitoring Twitter, and that's where we'll boost you.
Who here has a Farcaster account? Nice. Nice. So yeah, during the conference, especially on this stage, we're going to be using something called Slido, at least for today. And basically, you can go to slido.com, and it's going to ask you for a code called ETHDam. The recommendation is that you actually get this on your phone, and you just have this on as a tab that's just open. And what's going to happen is, as a talk is happening or as a panel is happening, you can go on Slido and you can ask questions, but it's very much like Reddit. So you can upvote questions that you find interesting, and the reason why we do that is we found that we want to ask the questions that are relevant to the most audience members that are here. We're not going to be passing around a microphone. However, on the workshop stage upstairs, that's meant to be a lot more interactive, so that's where there will be a microphone passed around, and you'll be able to ask any questions directly to those people.
And next, I know you all really came for the food, so there's going to be a lot. I see everyone's head go up, food? There's going to be all kinds of food trucks and things available for you outside, downstairs. So you'll be able to have lunch, and then there will be a bowl, like bar snacks, at the end of the day. There's also lockers if you have like a bunch of stuff that you don't want to carry around. That's on the bottom floor, where you will also find a plethora of toilets. So if you want to shit in peace, go there.
Downstairs.
Downstairs, in the toilet preferably.
And yeah, so the last 2 points that I have here is, again, the mentors, the speakers, the partners, they're here for you. Use them and abuse them, please, because again, we want you to have left here having learned the most amount that you possibly can and to be inspired. As Eleanor said, privacy is super important, and we're doing this in Amsterdam. We're trying to have a good time, but most importantly, we're trying to build cool shit. So use that. The last thing I'll say about all the housekeeping stuff is there are stickers around that you can plonk on yourself that are basically no photography stickers. The photographers have asked that, if you don't want your photo taken, please wear one of those stickers because this is a privacy event at the end of the day. Sometimes the photographer might have a camera pointed in your direction, but they have made sure that you're not going to be included in that photo because there's obviously the frame of where the photo is going to be, so don't freak out. But you can also go and speak to them because everyone's friendly here, so do that. So if we can get a badge, that's important for your next slide.
Yes. Yeah. Can I get a badge real quick? I just realized I took mine off. Oh, thank you. It's full already. Thank you. What? How is that? All right. We have an overachiever here who already filled his bingo card. Well, it's got all this stuff. Well. Oh, so we have a cheater in the house. So what we have here is a little bingo for you, just to make it a little more interactive. We've got some things like getting a rose, which I'm sure you see a few of around here. There's also taking a photo with the speaker and attending workshops. So you'll want to use the hashtag ETHDamBingo on Twitter. We're not following this on Farcaster. It has to be on Twitter. And so once you have your social proof that you have participated in our bingo game, you'll get all kinds of cool swag, which you can claim from the CryptoCanal info booth.
Swag.
Swag.
This is a little bit of having had some conversations last night and generally also being to a lot of hackathons. I think the two big things that I really wanted to highlight as JJ's top hackathon tips are don't add privacy just because we're at a privacy and security event. Like, I think that the partners, the prize givers as well, ultimately, right? They are looking for real applications of privacy. And if you're struggling at any point thinking about what you want to build or whatever, they do have inspiration that they can give you. And again, it all comes back to the fact that they want to help you build the coolest applications. And it's also important to stress, obviously, at any hackathon, there's not a lot of time. And the priority is really to have something that actually works. So try, if you are finding yourself during the hackathon getting a little bit all over the place, again, the mentors and everyone are there to help you, to brainstorm, to work through that, to make sure that you have something that works by the end of it, because obviously that's going to increase your chances of winning something from the partners and also feeling accomplished at the end of the weekend. If you don't, that's also completely fine as long as you had a good time and good vibes. Now, in a second, we're going to do a little activity. But before then, we have this thing where we really want everyone in the mindset of what is privacy. And so, what is privacy? This, where you don't know, right? You should not know necessarily the person that's or trust the person that you're interacting with. You should be able to maintain your privacy. So if we can switch to Slido, what I'd like all of you to do, this is the test run of Slido, is we're going to the animals, the actual animals. So if we can get the word cloud up, what I'm going to do is ask everybody to start typing in some words in Slido. I think I might need to, can you press the green button?
I've got it.
Sterling's got it. Fuck off, JJ. Wagami, perfect. And what we're going to ask you to do is just type in what you think is the definition of privacy, what you care about privacy, and we're just going to see what happens as a little bit of a test. Is it working?
Or will we?
Let's see. Right, so just start typing crazy words, whatever, not too much Wagami, because, yeah, fuck that. We're not about meme coins. We're about actual building technology.
And so what does it mean to you, JJ?
No comment. Cool. John Cena, okay. Privacy equals bow ties. Yeah, but that actually the bow tie is the worst thing for privacy because everyone always recognizes me as the bow tie guy. So there's nowhere for me to hide, even to the point where if I go to an event and I don't wear my bow tie, everyone's like, "Where's your bow tie?"
That's why I feel like costumes should be more normalized at privacy events. You know, wigs, makeup, outfits.
Pink hair,
yeah.
all of that. Freedom, okay, we like that. Why is John Cena on there? Okay. Underpants. By Toshil on bass. Okay, who wrote that? Put your hand up. No, you're not going to admit it? Can you see a hand? I can't see a hand. Grr.
It's a privacy conference, JJ. They don't need to identify themselves
Oh,
to you.
yeah, shit. Bowden, okay, they really are.
LSD.
Is someone going to deploy an ETHDam meme coin? Yeah, so on Sunday, there's a whole Quadratic funding thing, and there's going to be lots of tokens flying around. You're going to get emails and information.
Not lots of tokens.
So
you will get emails about how it all works and where you can give us your wallet so that we can send you the tokens specifically for voting.
Yeah, amen to that. I like the data sovereignty, independence, human rights. Yeah, the ability to be left alone, to
I really
ride.
want to know more about the underpants.
Yeah. Cool. Well, now you've all experienced Slido, so great. Thanks a lot. This is one of the first things from the event. And now we are going to give the stage back to Eleonore and Nicoletta, and we're going to go through this hacker speed dating. Now, they're going to explain everything to you about how this works. After this, there is going to be a talk from David Chaum?
David Chaum.
David Chaum. So make sure, I think you're going to split off a little bit. So make sure you come back for when that starts. You may have heard the bell as well. If you hear the bell, that basically means like the next round of content is starting and stuff like that. So just it's an awareness thing. Everyone has ears, I hope, so you can hear that. So if the two of you are ready, we'll give the stage back to you. Thank you so much, everyone, and looking forward to the next 3 days.
Woo! Welcome.